the Institute for Next Level Leadership is a dream of ours. It's a mission that we established in our lives over 20 years ago. And we are so happy to see it coming to fruition at this time. So we would like to share with you a little bit about the Institute, a little bit about leadership in this new era, and what the Institute has to offer. And for that, we'll present, here's our presentation for today on this topic, leadership in the new age or in the new era. So this is how we see the opportunity for the new era. Would you like to talk about that?
I love this. This apple-shaped structure here is actually the Earth. It's the planet. And it's blue because it's actually known amongst astronomers and astronauts and what have you as the blue planet, because it has so much water, it shows up blue, especially when you view it from outer space. And 75% of it is actually water, 75% of the Earth. And 25% of it is the land that's not obviously not water. And the land includes the islands and the continents, etc. And there's three things that we actually do with this land. We live on it, we visit it, we farm it, and more importantly, we feed ourselves with it. You move that bar there?
No.
No? Okay. I was just asking.
Yes.
Right? It's, you want to admire me now for a minute?
All right. So what Mike is trying to say is part of the land is livable, where the cities and the housing is, as you can see there in that green piece of pie. And then we have the mountains and the ice and the desert where nobody can live. It's uninhabitable.
Yeah, you can't grow anything there.
Can't grow anything there. And then you have that little strip of red on the screen, which represents 3% of the surface of the earth and 10% of the land that we can actually grow food, that it's actually producing the resources for us to survive and feed ourselves. Yeah. Now, that piece of land has been the same and will continue to be the same, except that many years ago it fed much less people than it has to feed today.
We've been around here for about 40 million years, and only for the past 10 million years have we lived in groups larger than 100. And what actually allowed us to expand that into cities and urban areas was we became an agronomist type culture, farmers. And we developed large farms and we could feed more people. And so people gathered together in much larger groups and the population grew significantly. When I was born in 1944, I'm 76, so you don't have to do the math, there was 2.5 billion people in the world, 76, 80 years ago. Today there's 7 billion, 800 plus million. By 2050, it's expected that we'll have over 10 billion people, about 10.3 billion people. Now, if you think of that land pie, there's two fascinating things about that land. For the billions of years that it's been around, it hadn't gotten any bigger and it hadn't gotten any smaller. The water actually replenishes itself. So there's no new water being added. And probably the cloud is probably one of the greatest hydration systems in the history of mankind, because it kind of takes up the water and distributes it again on the land. And people call this, refer to this as this is a problem. We're going to run out of space. We're going to run out of land. We're going to run out of food. We call it an opportunity. And I think Einstein said it best about 60, 70 years ago. He said, you cannot solve problems at the same level of consciousness that actually created them. You have to begin to think differently and understand, things that you call problems. They're opportunities for solution. And we believe that in this new era that we're entering, that the opportunity is really here for the next level of leadership. And it's a style of leadership that begins inside. It's built on the foundation that we're already born with the infrastructure to lead, with the infrastructure to survive, with the infrastructure to participate in society, and getting in touch with that and leading yourself from within. You can lead anything, anybody, any issue, any event, any happenstance, any opportunity like this, because you'll do it from a much different level of consciousness and awareness. And that's, to me, there's two compelling reasons. One is separating science fact from science fiction. This is the world. This is what it is. Not going to get any bigger. We gotta be able to support, house, feed, care, love the 10 billion people, which will be 5 times more than here than when I was born. And as it grows logarithmically, it makes for a much greater opportunity.
Exactly. So part of what we're doing in the Institute is recognizing that the outer resources in the world are in the process of being exhausted just because of the population increase. And so the next frontier for us as humanity will be to tap into our inner resources so that we can better utilize those inner resources in creative ways to find solutions and opportunities for what's coming ahead. And that's the idea of creating what we call an infrastructure from within, that an infrastructure that allows us to know, to utilize the resources in ways that are confident and that can manifest results on the earth, on the horizontal level. And we've been calling that our next level leadership technology, if you will. We find this to be a cutting edge leadership technology. I think in our years of leadership, we haven't observed this leadership being exercised. So I think what we are bringing forward here is a new way of looking at leadership, a new way of embodying leadership and living leadership. And this technology basically talks about vertical leadership and horizontal leadership. Horizontal leadership being the world, the physical world. Vertical leadership being something far greater than our thoughts, our emotions, and our bodies, that resides in every one of us, that it's part of who we are by virtue of our creation. And so the next level leadership aims to stand in that critical axis, in that nexus of the vertical and the horizontal as a way of being. And we do that by managing our inner resources, and that's what we call our 9 personality styles. As humans, we come into the earth with these personality styles that allows us to grow into superpowers or anti-powers. And our awareness of these superpowers and anti-powers and how to balance them makes us a lot more effective as leaders and as humans on earth. And as we become aware of these resources, we then put them into action through 5 different leadership styles. And the awareness of these leadership styles allows us the confidence to manifest in the physical world, utilizing our inner resources as our tools, what we have to promote result in the world. And we do that based on some leadership lessons, leadership foundational lessons, and the leadership dimensions, which gives us sustainability to create this as a way of being, as who we truly are in the world, and maintain ourselves in a leadership lifestyle, if you will.
Yeah, and there's a couple of points here that are really, really, really important to me. One is stewardship. And with this awareness, you literally become a good steward of the skills that you already have. and you learn how to use them through experiential learning, and to a large degree, sometimes upon reflection, you realize, God, I did this, and this without even thinking. Inly calls it a dance, which I think is a perfect way to do it, because when you're dancing, you don't think about where you're going to put your next foot. You're just moving to the soul of the music. The other thing that this does is it creates an awareness inside of us of the infrastructure that already exists. And I do mean infrastructure, not an infrastructure like roads and buildings and bridges and transportation and tunnels, but it's the inner resources and that infrastructure, and really not only getting to know them, but to understand them and to utilize them for the highest good.
Yes, that's great. So our mission is to empower leaders from within. That's what we do, and that's what our programs are designed to do.
That sounds a lot better than raise babies at the beach. Huh?
Yes. Well, it's just...
We already fulfilled that one, so we need another one.
There you go. We are empowering leaders from within. We are known as, and we want to be known as, the best inner leadership program there is. And we do that by providing resources. Resources in terms of the website and the material and what we bring forward in class, but also providing awareness of the resources that are already in us, as us, and through us. And in that awareness, we gain the confidence to manifest those resources in very tangible ways in the world, in the horizontal level, and maintain ourselves in that lifestyle, sustaining ourselves as leaders. And the benefits that we hope to promote here for all our participants and for ourselves as well is a life of meaning, a life that is meaningful, that it's contributing to the greater good, it's contributing to ourselves, to our families, to our communities, to our organizations, and to the planet as a whole. And that is done with the enthusiasm of something far greater within us than our egotistical ends, let's put it that way. And it can lead us to success, whatever definition of success we may have. This will naturally lead us to this place of fulfillment and success that it's ready for us to partake of. So we stand on 4 pillars, if you will. One is inner leadership, the understanding that leadership starts within. The other one is willingness, which is the will to persevere. Yes, we have all the resources we need. Yes, leadership starts within. It's already in us, as us and through us. But if we are not willing to persevere through it and to understand that action has a resistance that calls for reconciliation, if we can't maneuver that triangle of creation, if you will, this leadership won't be exercised. And so will is a very important step into claiming inner leadership. And as we claim that inner leadership, and as more of us start claiming that inner leadership, we create what we call a synergetic culture, which is this interconnectedness, this sense of interconnectedness, this sense that everything has a ripple effect, everything affects something else, and we are in it together. And ultimately, the goal is to promote balance within ourselves, within our communities, and within the world, knowing that our balanced life adds value. Our balanced life adds value to our relationships, to our families, to our organizations, and to the world.
Mm-hmm. And this is very individualized. I've said quite often that one person's balance may be another person's chaos. So finding your balance, finding your care, finding where it is that you feel that you are complete, and the culture it's fascinating, when you actually study culture, and God, between Inely and I think we've seen more cultures than we can remember. Um, and even growing up, I grew up with two cultures in my household. I mean, the Irish and Italian have nothing in common. You the Irish are, well, I'll put it this way. God invented whiskey so the Irish would not rule the world. And then the Italians, I mean, it was news when somebody was going to the bathroom. They'd announce it. Of course, there's 30 people in a house, all visiting, whatever, in one bathroom. So I'm going number 2, and if you didn't speak Italian, you probably walk in on somebody that you probably go into therapy with what you saw. and so, but culture is actually built on common beliefs, common values, common principles. People seem to naturally congregate with people who believe or experience what they experience. And those are the kind of people that we follow, we gather with. I was amazed. We moved to California from Virginia. Within 2 months, we found every Brazilian that was within 10 miles of our house. Don't ask me how, right?
Similar vibrations attract one another.
Right.
That's what happens. And that's why we happen to do the Institute. That people that resonates with what we're doing here will be attracted to this. They will come.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, what else we have here? Oh, so now we have a sharing for you. It's a sharing from one of our current students, and it's a sharing that it was shared in our last class on Monday, and I think it translates well what we're doing in the program.
And he gave us permission to show it.
Yes, of course, and we do have his wonderful permission to show it.
To life and how you are in the world.
I'll speak for myself, but I mean, it's been a major journey over this past couple of years. I mean, I wasn't familiar even with the different traits of the Enneagram. So to become familiar with all the different types of the Enneagram and then see where I was at the time, I've definitely seen significant change. I think at one point, I was more command and control, and then also growth style. I had some of these traits, and then I've seen myself kind of expanding into other areas where maybe now I'm a little bit more going into more like the 3, and a 1, and even more, areas like wholesome, where I wasn't. I'm kind of moving around now. I'm more dancing between the areas, and I'm seeing it in all aspects of my life, from my career and my family to just from my nonprofit work to just being with people, and I'm more aware of it now. So I definitely have seen more of that. And then also I think the biggest thing is I used to separate my vertical from my physical, like horizontal. I would practice the vertical in certain spaces and then practice the horizontal in other spaces. But like I would rarely practice them together in certain environments. It was only something I would do like at a festival. Like I would feel comfortable just experimenting and doing that, or with a group I really felt safe. But now what I've been able to do over these past, say 6 months, even a year, is like, and more, and it's really the culmination now, is like the vertical and horizontal are fully integrated in my life, like in all aspects of my life. And it's amazing to see what you can create when you bring those together. And you guys you're familiar, Inely, and I share with Chad and Danny and Mike, you guys kind of know some of the things I'm doing right now at a global level, things I never thought were possible. Because I can integrate those two, the power of full integration of the vertical and horizontal, and confidence in that, it's like I am living out my pre-birth intention fully now, and seeing it live, and seeing it in every aspect of my life. So it's my world has been transformed. I mean, it is literally transformed because of this experience in the integration.
Thank you, Jorge. I really appreciate.
Yeah, so Jorge is graduating with us this year together with Danny, who's here, and Chad and Dr. C. Love, and they're graduating with the licensing facilitation program. And then we have John here. Oh, and Nancy as well with the licensing facilitation program. And then we have John and Cynthia doing the mastermind currently. So you saw him using some vocabulary there that we use in the program, like the wholesome and the growth. Those are styles of leadership. He also refers to the numbers of the personality styles in the Enneagram, which goes from 1 to 9. And he talks about the horizontal and the vertical and the integration of it all. So he's using some of the vocabulary that we have in the program. And I thought this could give you a really good taste for what we are doing. Jorge has been with us for 2 years. Now let's share with you the rest of our presentation. So what we want to share with you next is the programs that are coming up for 2021, 2022. We have 5 programs currently. The Enneagram Personality Riddles program starting in the summer, and we'll talk about each one. The Leadership Basics Summer Program, the Leadership Mastermind, the Leadership Mastery 1, which is the licensing program, and the Leadership Mastery 2, which is the certification program. The Enneagram Personality Riddles is going to be 1 month, twice a week, online. Each session is 3 hours from 6 to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And the Enneagram has been a magnificent tool. The Enneagram, if you haven't heard about it, is an ancient tool. The traces of it has been found 2,500 years ago during the time of Pythagoras. And it started through observation. By observing nature, observing the universe, observing sacred geometry, and then coming to numbers and the qualitative meaning of numbers. And it's been a secret for most of its existence. In the 60s, it was the Enneagram was used to map, if you will, human nature. And so there's 9 points in the Enneagram that describes human nature in a very accurate way, and with its strengths and its weaknesses, and we call it the superpowers and the anti-powers, and ways of balancing those resources inside so that we can use them more effectively in the world. The way we teach the Enneagram is a very unique perspective on the Enneagram. In modern world, the Enneagram has somewhat become a personality box. Everybody's kind of put it into a box, which is really not the intent at all. So we take a lot from the ancient Enneagram teachings during the program, trying to bring this into the idea that we are all of it. We are all the 9 styles. We have them all latent within us. Some are more developed than others, but as we become aware of them, we gain the ability to balance them in our lives. We gain the ability to experiment with new styles and observe the results. So they are an amazing tool for observation, for self-awareness, and for expansion and manifestation. So here are the dates. You also get a certificate of completion, and you get into a community with people in the group. We already have a group formed with several people already signed up from previous events, the previous enrollment events we've done. I want to mention all this information is in our website, www.institutefornextlevelleadership.com. The information is all there. But tonight you receive a very generous discount. The discount for today is $375 from $625, which is the regular price for the program. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, this is the next program. It's our summer program, and it's the Leadership Basics. The Leadership Basics are 10 foundational practices, and we have these really interesting videos of the most the most incredible facets in the universe, and things that it's a result of observation, really, and it's like watching ants or watching birth or several things that calls us forward into deeper level of awareness and deeper opportunities of creating habits, if you will, or creating ways of being that supports next level leadership. We offered a pilot of this program last year, and this year we are implementing it, and so I really think it's going to be even a lot better. And it's aligned, it dovetails with everything we teach and all the other programs. So it will be a lot of fun to have this. It's going to be, here's the leadership. It's going to be 10 weeks, once a week for 3 hours. Yeah. On Mondays, starting on July 12th until September 20th. We're going to have implementation practices, new implementation practices from this program, and a certificate of completion, as well as the community and the network, and so forth. And here is also your discount for today. And by the way, if any of this interests you, please connect with us. Usually we have a conversation with you. You have an agreement. We want to make sure you are in agreement with the, what this is all about, and then and we go from there. So, and here's the mastermind program. Thank you, Chad, who's here. He's our graduate here, featured here. It's an 8-month program. The mastermind program is our signature program. It's an 8-month program designed with exercises that invokes your left brain as well as your right brain. We're going to use language, we're going to use vocabulary to explain and tap into certain things, knowing that the vocabulary is always somewhat of a lie in a sense, because what we're really tapping into here is the energy behind the words and the energy behind the semantic. And we also use a lot of out-of-box exercises. In fact, it is truly out-of-box because every participant receives a box before the program starts. And the box has several fun packages, which we call. And then we open these fun packages during the program, and each fun package has a kind of a different exercise that allows you to gain insight and to gain awarenesses that comes from a whole different level of knowing within you, that it's not your intellectual brain, if you will. Yeah. So these are 8 months. In addition to, during the 8 months, we have 3 online sessions of 4 hours each. So for 3 weeks, we have 1 online session per week. And then the 4th week of the month is sort of like a break. But during that 4th week, we do have 2 hours of individual coaching sessions for each participant. And our intention here is that nobody's going to be hidden amongst, the group. You cannot hide in this program. I think a lot of online programs, we kind of, we are one of 200, and it's hard to raise your hand and be called on. It's easy to disappear. There is no way to disappear in this program, because if you don't share during our online sessions, you will share during your individual session. And the individual session has the goal of customizing the programs to you, to what's happening in your life, to your goals, your intentions, your leadership efforts in the world, and make it very personal to you. and also support the implementation practices and how you are actually working with these implementation practices in your life. It offers you a certificate of completion as well with the community and the network. And it also allows you for online access to all the materials and the video recordings of the sessions in case, you know, you want to go back and look at it and review and etc.
And just a brief word on the coaching. We'll give you a choice, you know, in case you'd rather coach with Inely, or you'd rather coach with me. We'll give you a choice. You can pick one of us. You can pick both of us. And you know, and they're really special. Really special. These are the experiences that I think not just the participant, but we learn a tremendous amount. These coaching sessions are a gift. You know, that you know, keeps on giving. It's been a great part of the program.
Yeah, the coaching session is a blessing in all ways. And here are some of our graduates. Jorge is here, Danny is here from last year, Katrina is here. Those classes happen on Wednesdays, on these dates. Of course, these dates are on the website. And we have a launching event before the program starts. The launching event is usually in person. I think this year we did it in person last year with COVID and everything. And then we have a graduation event in the end of the program. You're all invited to join our graduation event this year, which I forgot the date. It's May 25th, I think.
It's fun.
But I will be sending out emails to the email list so that people who want to participate can RSVP. And
it's kind of hokey.
yeah, but it's so lovely. It's wonderful, and we are looking forward to the opportunity of being together again in person. What else we have to say here? I think that's
Investment.
Oh yes, here's the investment for the program. And our intention is to create a group as early as possible. So our today's price usually increase every month by a little bit, you know. So the earlier, if this is something interesting to you, the earlier you connect with us, the earlier we'll save that price for you. And so it's nice to connect, let us know of your interest. Okay? Now here's the Leadership Mastery 1 for licensing and Mastery 2 for certification. We are graduating our first class for the Mastery licensing this year. This is exclusively for the Mastermind graduates. So the graduates will receive a certification as licensed facilitators. They are recommended in our website. They become facilitators themselves. They can use all the material from the program to create their own programs or to improve their practices. So they can pretty much start their own career path, offering programs and offering the practices that they learn here. The licensing program offers everything that is in the mastermind. So the licensing participants join the mastermind group again, because they've already graduated from the mastermind, and then they join the mastermind again, which gives them a whole new level of experience in the material. And in addition, they also participate in Essential Insights forums. And those Essential Insights are once a month, one Monday a month, where we go through deeper parts of the program. And we create, it's a more intimate discussion, a deeper level of discussion. There is a lot of cross-fertilization of ideas in those sessions, and it's really been a fascinating experience. So the Leadership Mastery 1 licensing also has an evaluation requirement of 2 hours of facilitation. So in order to become a facilitator, you will have to go through the requirement and sort of pass, those 2 hours of facilitation, which will then be observed by a board. These are the Mondays that are part of the program. The launching event and the graduation event are the same as the mastermind. It's one big party with everybody. And they are featured in the website in this form. The website will list, this is our graduating class this year, and we are so proud of each one of them. We are so grateful for them. They've been with us for 2 years. They've influenced this program tremendously. And I also want to give a shout out to Katrina, because she did the mastermind last year, but couldn't stay with us for the licensing. And we miss you very much, Katrina. I hope you come to our graduation. But we are all graduating this year as licensed facilitators. And we are so grateful, so proud of each one of them, and so touched by the contributions that they have made to this program. So here is the investment for the Mastery 1 licensing coming up. So you notice that the Mastery 1 licensing has a lower price than the Mastermind, because we do intend for the Mastermind participants to stay with us, to generate their own business, to start making money and generating profit and generating a business in the horizontal dimension, so that this becomes a rollout, if you will, that we can spread throughout the world through as many people as we can possibly reach out to. And this is the Mastery 2 certification. This is only for graduates of the Mastery 1 licensing. This is by invitation only. It allows them to deliver into the program as a developer of curriculum, or facilitating programs, or coaching. And this will have a requirement, an evaluation requirement of up to 6 hours of coaching. And so the certified ambassadors will work under the Institute, assisting the Institute in making this technology something alive, something that is always growing, always evolving, that there is the input of many people. They're going to be giving us input on what can be updated, what can be changed, what can be incorporated, so that everything that we deliver is alive and it's evolving together with us as humans. Here is the investment for the Certified Ambassador Program. So if this interests you, we encourage you to schedule a conversation with us. Let's connect. You can text me, email me. You can also register at the website, but let's have a conversation first, make sure it's a good fit for you, for the program. We would love to meet you as well, so please connect with us. And here's a little bit of an advertising of the critical axis. We talk so much about critical axis, living in that nexus of the horizontal and the vertical. And this is a recently published book that I wrote with my brother-in-law, Mike's brother, who lived with us for 4 years. Critical Axis, Consciousness of Choice in Times of Change. I'll share with you a little video on the book now, so you get a sense of what this is. Let me take you there. Here it is.
A new nonfiction book from authors Inely Cesna, Esquire, DSS, and Lawrence Lyons Murphy, PhD. Critical Axis invites readers to develop their own potential and become conscious creative agents in the world. Rather than using a how-to approach, This guide takes readers on a deep journey into knowledge via several fields and encourages them to choose the good from each as they construct their new realities. This book explains how every single decision we make, from the smallest to the largest, helps inform our roles in the world. Through making conscious choices, we can all experience the ways in which we are interconnected and can positively contribute to the world as a whole.
Okay, so there we go. That's our book. And we would love to offer you a complimentary copy of the book. If you would like, just send us your name, your email, your address. We'll be sending it out to you. There is one out on the way for you, Maureen, as she connected with me prior to this event. I'm proud to send one to you. And if you like the book, and if you feel called to write us a review on Amazon, we offer you a complimentary coaching session of 2 hours as a gratitude for your review. So just let us know if you do write a review, and then let's schedule that time to connect. Oh, here's our next event, April 22nd, Thursday, 6 to 7:30, and it will be on Leadership Now. Complimentary, yeah, just like today. It will be on Leadership Now. I hope you come, invite others, let others know. We are looking forward to that event as well. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight, for sharing this time with us. We wish you a wonderful weekend, and hope to see you, each one of you, see you and connect with you sometime soon.